Hello, I am Sarah Millican and welcome to episode 92 of How to Be Champion Storytime Spectacular. Ta-da! We are in the middle of the chapter of, actually we've just started the recipe for my very favourite cake. I only started making cakes 5 or 6 years ago. I always thought there should be a journey between me and cake, a walk or a drive, and a curfew, no cake after 10 p.m. because the shops are shut. But since I started knocking up the odd lemon drizzle, I've kept a bacon cupboard, which is usually pretty healthy. Maybe healthy isn't the word. There's always flour and sugar in there, and cooking chocolate, which is just slabs of Bourneville for brownies and bags of giant buttons for cakes and when I'm tired or sad or bored. Or open the cupboard for something else. The recipe for my favourite cake is one off the BBC website with a Millican twist. According to the site, it was donated by John Barrowman, who I love, and who once dropped to his knees in front of me in the SECC in Glasgow, and I thought I might burst, but my husband was near, so I just smiled and helped him up. Who thought you could ever improve on John Barrowman? I have, and I'm sure he'd like it. The recipe is for banana bread. Bananas and my friend Ruth are the reasons I started making cakes. I was staying at her house once in London and she told me she'd made a cake out of old dead bananas. I'm sorry, what? Old dead bananas that I'd normally put in the bin? You're making a cake out of them? That's like someone telling me you could turn toilet roll tubes into chocolate hobnobs. Or that old cotton buds turn into matchmakers in the bin. Orange or mint flavour, none of your honeycomb bullshit. The colour of that box is too close to the colour of the orange flavour one and nearly made last Christmas a disaster. So in an attempt to help bananas live on, make a better life for themselves and leave a lasting legacy, I looked for a banana cake recipe. Before this, I regularly left bananas to die in old bags and sometimes my husband's car. I left bananas there so often he called me a forgetful monkey. Now I save bananas. I rescue them. Not so much a forever home as a temporary one in a cake tin. And if I haven't used shite gluten-free flour, an even shorter stay in my tummy. So, here is my step-by-step guide to making my favourite cake. Don't throw the I can't bake rubbish at me. It's just following instructions. When I started, I was nervous, but then I thought, I can build a flat pack table. I'm sure I can make a cake. Number 1, put the oven on. It's the cupboard that gets hot. Whack it up to 180 degrees. 2, get a bar of butter out the fridge. You'll thank me for this later. Number 3, get your ingredients out. I like to pretend I'm making a cooking show. So if I'm on my own, I will chat through the process to the viewers, which is usually 1 or 2 mewing cats and a snoring dog. I mostly bake at night. I mostly bake at night when the telly turns to shite, but I'm too awake for bed. I like having all the ingredients out on the bench and putting them away after I've used them. That should avoid what happened when my friend Lou made a cake for me when I came back from Australia. She forgot 3 of the ingredients and only remembered when the cake was in the oven. She opened the oven door and stirred them in. It was not a success. I mean, I still ate it. I didn't want to appear rude. And cake is cake. The ingredients you need are plain flour, bicarbonate of soda, salt, butter, caster sugar, eggs, bananas, buttermilk, what the fuck, I'll come to this later, and vanilla extract. As a rule, I avoid any recipe that includes something I haven't heard of or can't picture in my mind's eye. Bergamot. No idea. Rose water. I think that's what I used to make in the backyard with an old washing up bowl and the heads of the nearby church's rose garden. I haven't got time to make that now, Nigella. Sometimes recipes contain something that might be cheese. We don't like cheese in our house. I don't mind it when it's flavourless on a pizza, acting as a glue for the other more important ingredients. I found a recipe recently that needed Fragola. I thought it might be cheese, but I googled it and it's a 1948 musical film from Austria. How I'm supposed to get 7 ounces of that, I have no idea. Number 4. Now that you've filled the kitchen bench with your ingredients, you'll need to make some space to work in. For me, I shoved the toaster and NutriBullet against the wall and put the slow cooker on the table, taking care not to disturb the dust on the top. The slow cooker is my husband's and he only uses it when I'm away. Like an affair but with really tasty meat. So like an affair. I'm barely off the drive before he's chopping and creating something that I will only hear about in anecdotes and the odd poem. I used to have to move the soup maker too, but that went in the cupboard 6 months ago because Gary hasn't noticed that the soup maker is no longer on the bench. It's going to get moved in the loft to the loft. If in another 6 months he hasn't noticed, I'm giving it away. He still hasn't noticed, I'm giving it away. When I moan about the lack of soup in our house, he points to the tiny food processor I bought just for making raspberry coulis and pulse and frozen banana coins. And we both laugh and realise we are made for each other. And that is the end of episode 92. I mean, stop baking. Come back tomorrow. Carry on baking. Take care of yourselves. Why don't you in the comments below let me know what your favourite cake is. This is my favourite cake that I'm telling you about, chocolate banana cake. But let me know what your favourite cake is. And I will enjoy salivating over your responses. Have a good rest of day. Take care of yourselves. Stay in the house. If you have to go outside, wash your fucking hands. And no, if you have to go outside, wear your mask. Wash your fucking hands anyway. I mean, it's all good advice. Wear a mask, wash your fucking hands, be good. And I will see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Jesus. I mean, I'm just going to go because this is... Bye, lots of love.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to like, pop a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more. I'm sure those emails or those dishes can wait a bit longer.